Hi guys, it's Blackie for Shaman's Forest Bushcraft. Okay, continuing in the Percussion Revolver series, now we're going to talk about loading cartridges. Okay. In my earlier videos I showed the use of these cartridges, and quite a few people have asked me to demonstrate up close and personal how you load them, how I prepare them. So that's what I'm going to do. Now let me adjust the camera and I'll give you a real good up close view. You can watch me prepare both kinds of cartridges. Stay with me, be right back. Okay guys, let's start with the yellow Dixie tubes. Now I showed these in one of my earlier videos, and these tubes come from Dixie Gun Works. They're vinyl, and they are at the present time $12 for 50 rounds, which is a very good deal for 50 of them. They're reusable. I've had these probably 15 years, used them countless times. Now these were fired in that video, so I want to show you what I do step by step from the beginning. If I'm starting with a clean tube, you can skip this part. If not, I can wash these in the sink, clean them out. Or what I often do is just take a brush, in this case I think it's like a 40 caliber brush, and I'll just gently go in and rub it around and make sure there's no caked up powder residue left inside. You know, keep them relatively clean. Now, the bullets. What I do with my bullets, I lubricate my bullets ahead of time, and what I use is Lee liquid Alox. Now what I've got here is a little tub that I use for this process, and I will put my round ball that I've purchased or made myself into the tub all at once, put a little bit, just a small amount of this liquid Alox, snap the lid onto it and swish them around and everything until everything is nice and coated. And then on a piece of aluminum foil I'll lay out, I will dump the bullets out on it and let them dry. Once these have been lubed, I normally do this ahead of time, I have a dry coating of lubricant now on the bullet. This liquid Alox does a very good job at cutting down on fouling, and what I have found actually increases accuracy a little bit by making the bullet more friction free going down the bore. Now I'm sure you can't see that, but this one has a coating on it. Okay, so I've got the bullets already pre-coated, and I've got some right here that I've already done ahead of time. Now I'm going to take a flask of powder. This is Pyrodex, but you can use regular black powder as well. And I'm going to use a pre-measured charge. Oh, one other thing I forgot, almost forgot to mention my wads. These are pre-made Oxyoke Wonder Wads. And a little twist that's mine. Now this is made by Glade. And what this is a soy wax pearls that are meant to put into these candle melters. I use this as a little trick. I'll watch. Okay, I've got my cleaned out tube, I've got my components. First thing I'm going to do is take these pieces of soy wax, and these were not very expensive, and I'm just looking for, like that, 4 or 5 small granules of it. And I'm going to put that into the tube first, because that's going to be lubricant. Now I'm going to take a measured amount of black powder where I have dispensed from my flask into a pre-made measure, the amount that I know I have to do, and you have to work up your own load to find out what you need. Pour that into the tube. Now I take the round ball and I thumb press it into the top till it's just below flush. Now I take a correct size Wonder Wad, felt wad, and just press it down over the top of my thumb. Thus, a completed cartridge. It's secure, it's not going to come apart on its own, and I can fairly rough handle these without worrying about it. But when I'm ready to shoot, I just take my thumb like this and squeeze, and up pops that felt wad, just like that. Now I squeeze the tube below it and walk up the ball, just like that. Now I just have a tube I can pour the powder out of. Real simple. Assembles just as easily. There is my in the field cartridge. Now, why do I use these pearls? Because they melt in the powder when it fires and provide lubrication going down the bore. I have pre-lubed the ball. There is lubricant impregnated into these wads, and I have added a couple of grains. Now notice I added them first. When I pour the powder charge out, it'll now be on top. And so I want it to be the last thing that comes out of the tube, so that, one of them doesn't drop down and plug the flash hole of the percussion cap. I want the powder down there and then it on top, and then the wad and the ball going on top, so that when it ignites, it goes down the barrel, adding lubrication, and it cuts down on fouling, makes my gun shoot more accurately, longer. Stay with me, right back.